I went to an Arab American comedy night, and there was a Muslim guy making a joke about being in high school football. I was hit so hard, I saw Jesus. Do you know how hard you have to be hit to see somebody else's God? This is what jokes about religion are supposed to look like. I have such a wide range of emotions, including not sure what I'm feeling but it isn't bad, not sure what I'm feeling but it isn't good, empty, pure unbridled rage, manic energy, question mark. In 1736, I lost one of my sons, a fine boy of 4 years old, by the smallpox, taken in the common way. I long regretted bitterly, and still regret, that I had not given it to him by inoculation. This I mention for the sake of parents who omit that operation, on the supposition that they should never forgive themselves if the child died under it, my example showing that the regret may be the same either way, and that, therefore, the safer should be chosen. 222 years later, Benjamin Franklin's message about vaccination matters more than ever. This is as close as you're gonna get to a dead ancestor appearing in the sky and telling you to get your shit together. Listen, I know you'd be shot for breaching security or whatever if you tried, but the fact that you can swim in those giant tanks of water they use to cool the spent fuel rods in nuclear power plants without suffering lethal levels of exposure to radiation makes them a temptation of biblical proportions. Forbidden swimming pool. Safe dose. Fatal in hours. Fatal in minutes. Spent fuel pool. It's actually pretty safe to swim in the pools, as long as you don't dive too deep. I got this picture from the What If books, where the author answers a ton of really absurd and funny questions, using the science as we currently understand it. But just to be sure, I got in touch with a friend of mine, who works at a research reactor, and asked him what he thought would happen to you if you tried to swim in their radiation containment pool. In our reactor? He thought about it for a moment. You die pretty quickly before reaching the water from gunshot wounds. I want my house to be made of old Soviet control boards. Wakes up at 6 AM full of joy. Oh ha 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 ha. Ha highs. Yeah, my bare feet hurriedly slap along the tile floors. Yeah. Yeah. Start slapping buttons randomly. Yeah. Loud alarm starts blaring. This post contains such high concentrations of joy that I one day hope to feel. The thought weed has many positive uses, both medicinally and otherwise, and the criminalization of it is rooted in ignorance, racism, and classism, and weed can be harmful and mentally addictive to certain people can and should coexist. As well as weed smells awful, and weed smoke is a migraine and asthma trigger for many people, so it should be subject to the same limitations on cigarettery, public use. Seriously, y'all 420 aficionados don't get to call it skunk, and then pretend it smells nice. This was one of those posts that summarized my feelings on an issue better than I ever had myself. My mom and I got into an argument one time, and then we started getting really emotional, and she said, Obama means family, and I swear, I never cried so hard in my life. Wait, it's supposed to say Hannah, not Obama. The president isn't pulling my family together. Me, as my laptop fan suddenly becomes louder. What is it? What program? Who is doing this to you? Opening task manager. Who do I need to kill? Apparently, I'm playing Skyrim again. And by playing Skyrim, I obviously mean spending hours installing mods before I ever open the game. Foreplay with Todd. Do you ever think before you post? Yes, I think funny, and hit post. I tried to clock out of work, and this is all the computer did. The human body is so fake. Like, I'll be reading the news, and it's like, 25-year-old woman free falls 1,500 feet into 25 feet of snow, found alive and uninjured, and while I'm absolutely reeling over that, I don't even have time to process it fully, before I look at the next article, 25-year-old man falls into shallow end of pool. dies instantly. Like our bodies literally have the durability predictability of an iPhone. One time I misjudged how steep a hill was and proceeded to slide down the slope of a cliff for a full half minute and hit the bottom unscathed. Then I tripped on the stairs on my way to see Neon Genesis Evangelion and shattered my entire kneecap. We have God mode or one hit KO, no in between. I'm about to get so tan you guys. Icarus's last words. Reblogging for that damn reply. I just learned that there's a man who shops at Trader Joe's in Seattle and buys things in bulk and then transports them up to Vancouver to his own store called Pirate Joe's because there are no Trader Joe's in Canada. He's gotten banned at some Trader Joe's because of this and sometimes has to put on disguises to shop, and he even hires people to go shopping for him, and it's like a secret mission. He even has a van that says Grocers Without Borders, and Trader Joe's has sued him and lost. My favorite part of this is that this whole situation could be easily fixed by Trader Joe's opening a store in Vancouver and hiring him. We are an unauthorized unaffiliated. We were sued, but we won. Reseller of Trader Joe's products in Canada. I was at the zoo the other day and there was this fking goose trying to act like a fking flamingo. This made my day. It's so adorable. My boss's first language isn't English. However, she loves giving inspirational speeches to everyone. I think today she was trying to tell us, don't just stand around looking pretty, but what she actually said was, we don't have time to be sexy. It reminds me of my Russian boss at the bakery. I didn't wrap the bread correctly, so she told me to snuggle like baby. Bread is your baby, Shelley. It's sweet and gentle. Fragile, Italian. So I'm treating myself to a day at Dashcon. Thing is I can only go one day and both Friday Saturday have really cool things planned. Which day should I go? Please help me out. Saturday has a ball pit and meetups. Suo. Ancient writing from the Old Kingdom. Lowercase letters are for the lower class. And here we have a capitalist. Did you just let us all take a moment to appreciate that all of human history and human language and the universe itself align to make this joke possible? My money makes money. We are rich. Yeah, that's right. We are rich. We so rich. Why we can't afford no ceiling? Best fourth wall break in TV history. Monda. Just make sure you lock the doors behind you. Front and back. Somebody's prowling houses up by the college on 257th. Cops were called, but nobody's been apprehended. Wink. Why did my mom end this text with a wink? She's the prowler. Via the uncomfortable tea set, theuncomfortable.com. Yes, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, long tea. Usain Bolt posing with his winning tortoise at a tortoise race. Are you telling me the fastest man in the world spends his free time racing slow animals? And his is the fastest of those slow animals. If I owned a taser, I'd probably get curious to see how it feels and taser myself. And that's why I don't have a taser. Please do not taser yourself. Your muscles may convulse and lock up, and you will not be able to stop tasering yourself, possibly leading to heart failure. Be responsible, and find a close friend to taser you instead. This is the funnest fking post on this entire website. Me, yelling at my anxiety. Heart palpitations are unnecessary. Nothing is happening, you melodramatic fool. My anxiety, shouting through a megaphone, and ignoring me, like a petulant child. You better watch out. 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 How dull for you to live your life without any hills to die on. You, on your vast flat barren plains of compromise, acceptance, and accommodation, while I reign supreme over the lush, rolling highlands of stupid shit I have irrationally chosen to stake my entire identity on. As someone who was terrified of having their own opinion, this is truly inspiring. I just got a rejection for a job I never applied for. Fayo. What? We don't know who you are, but we don't fucking want you. Just stay the F away from us. This is a rescued owl named Zeus. He is blind, but his eyes hold the universe. Holy, this owl has answers. Who was the man who first salted the slug? What was he thinking to try? Roaming the lands pouring salt on God's creatures, hoping for one which would die. Billy Joel, Piano Man. Error. Zeus cheated on me again. Persephone, while sipping a frappuccino and texting Hades. Sucks for you. Poseidon. I don't know if I'll ever find love. Hades, while picking flowers for Persephone. That's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Ah. The beauty of autumn, with her brilliant light grays laying against the bold, flat darker grays, with a sprinkling of milder, muted grays. My colorblind friend just posted this on Facebook. Pink poison, the surprising new trend that's saving rhinos. Rhino experts discuss a bright approach to keeping poachers away. 1. Does not hurt rhinos. 2. Discolors ivory, bright pink, thus reducing saleability. 3. Can be detected by airport scanners, even if ground up, thus increasing the chances you will be caught. 4. Causes nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea if ingested by humans, thus driving away your customer base. Win, 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 win. 5. Makes rhinos look adorable and fashionable. Me, a modern day lesbian. I have no idea if this woman is into me. Enlist her in 1832. After 3 minutes in the same room as a woman. She's already half in love with me, and I'm going to wife her. God used up all the confidence to talk to women making enlist her, and now the rest of us have to make do. Coronavirus. Oh sure, blame the bat. What the heck? We are easy targets. Anastasia fandom rises from the deep. The penalty box in hockey is such a funny concept to me. Big fighty men go in the naughty cube, imprisoned for sports crimes. Go to the terrarium and think about your punching, you knife-footed ice gremlin. Me, chewing on my bad decisions badger in the corner. The universe. What's that in your mouth? Me, chewing faster. The universe. I said, what the F is in your mouth? I'm average American man. I work 15 hours in hamburger mine to buy one rock and roll disc. This is a KGB spy being questioned by the police in 1985. From a moral standpoint, tentacles can pleasure men just as much. However, male tentacle erotica is not as common. I'm sorry, a moral standpoint. Happiness is a moral imperative. Now climb into the tentacle pit, like a good utilitarian. Grumpily succumbing to the moral imperative of tentacle delivered ecstasy. It's really frustrating how you have to wait like 2 weeks before you can drink milk after you buy it. I know you gotta wait for the date on the bottle, but like, why can't the store just sell the milk that's ready? Is 3 fingers too much? Not at all. Most people have 10.